How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John. Welcome to the next episode in the Zombie Storyline Q&A. In this series, I take your questions about the zombie storyline and I answer them. Whether it be a big, small, simple, or complicated question, I am more than happy to answer it. Before we begin the show though, I would like to let you guys know that we're running into a little bit of an issue with the Zombie Storyline Q&A. I find that when I'm picking out the comments, I either get questions that I've already answered or questions that are impossible to answer. As a result, I'm struggling to find questions for you guys to create this series. So when you guys leave questions down below, and I implore you to do so, whether it be a simple or complicated question, try to make sure it's something that I haven't already answered or something that is possible to be answered. There's a lot of stuff like who created the Pack-a-Punch that we just have no answer to. Some stuff doesn't have an answer and that's just zombies. Without further ado though, let's begin. The first question comes from Jackie Sims, who asks, who is the zombie in Moon? I mean, the one in the spacesuit. Very little is known about the astronaut zombie, although here's what I can speculate. The Americans had discovered Griffin Station that was once previously controlled by Group 935. During this time, they took the base and greatly expanded upon it. Because Element 115 is on the Moon, zombies from Group 935's experiments were soon reanimated and slaughtered the Americans on the Moon. Once the outbreak on the Moon had begun, the Americans created the Call of Duty Zombie Labs. They sent a team of Americans armed with wave guns and QEDs to destroy the zombie outbreak. This plan soon failed and the team themselves were infected. I believe that one of the men is actually the astronaut zombie. This is of course speculation, and maybe the astronaut zombie was created as the zombies started their outbreak on the Moon that forced the Americans out. Moving on, we have a question from Ben Kilbride, who asks, in most of the zombie maps, who set up the traps? We don't know exactly who made the traps, but we can draw some information from the purpose. These traps are to contain people or zombies in the event of an emergency. The traps can be found within Group 935's facilities. We can assume that someone with Group 935 created the traps in the event of a zombie outbreak. During the time when Group 935 was attempting to control the zombies, the traps were especially useful as zombies going berserk was quite unpredictable. Within maps like Mob of the Dead, we can assume that the prison had their traps installed in the event of a prison riot or outbreak. I don't think they were intended for zombies, rather a method for protection against the prisoners. We'll end today's episode with a question from Cool Killer Lord, who asks, who is the Mexican test subject? For those who are wondering who this is, we learned about the Mexican test subject from this radio.
Target 31471, date September 2nd, 1800. Die. Another day, another fair. This time, subject N3WE just slightly improved. The Russian subject still smells like urine, even after he was given a bath and deloused twice. And I think I might have killed the specimen from Mexico. His spleen is on the floor and he's not moving anymore. I can verify the that the barrier is not located in the spleen. Dr.
We can assume that the Mexican test subject is rather unimportant. Group 935 performed many tests on many people, and this Mexican test subject is one of the many people that were tested on by Group 935 in an attempt to control the zombies. Many speculate that the blank portrait could be that of the Mexican test subject, although this is unconfirmed. I do wonder how Richtofen got a hold of a Mexican test subject. Very few Mexicans fought during World War II, so the likelihood of one being captured is quite low. There's no explanation or backstory for this man, he just is. That's about it for this week's episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, or favorite. Anything is good. My name is John. Follow me at JohnnyJ25, and bye.